thought our guys did a really good job in the second half. Michael Porter Jr. is a really good basketball player, and he had 22 at halftime. And, we addressed it. And I thought our team, led by OG, because that was his matchup, they did a good job coming out, trying to be more conscious and aware of where he was on the floor. And, he ended up with, I think 3 points in the second half. Also, something else we addressed their offensive rebounding. They had 10 offensive rebounds at halftime, and they got long athletes that crash the glass. Clarkson, Clowney, they're terrific on the glass, and Sharp is terrific on the glass as well. And so, our guys did a nice job coming out and keeping them off the glass. We didn't feel we played great defense in the first half, especially with them scoring 40 points in the second quarter, and our guys did a great job of tightening it up. They scored a total of 36 points in the second half, and that was a great awareness with all of our guys defensively. Our level of awareness picked up. Our level of physicality picked up as well. We had 3 verticalities, which is huge for us. I think that's the highest number we had. OG had a big one in the third quarter for us. And we had 12 deflections in the second half. So that tells you right then and there that our level of physicality, awareness, all that other stuff was there for us, and it translated into what they scored and what they shot from the floor. And then on top of that, we ended up with 48 baskets and 38 assists on those 48 baskets. And, we always talk offensively, hey, touch the paint and spray it, touch the paint and spray it. We ended up with 18 sprays, which isn't bad. Felt we could have probably had more. And then 15 offensive rebounds. We had 15 offensive rebounds for 25 second chance points. And, both those areas we're big believers in, and our guys went out and got it done. Mitch, by the way, was the defensive player of the game. I don't really fall into the plus-minus stuff a ton, but, another amazing stat. He keeps throwing up these stats that are amazing. He played 16 and a half minutes. And he was a plus 40, to impact the game that way. And again, I'm not a huge believer in it, but to see a number like that in the short amount of time that he played is just amazing.
Mike, when you think about this team leading the NBA in 40-point quarters, I think you guys have 6 now compared to the next best team has 4 40-point quarters. Is that a good sign that the offense is trending in the right direction for you?
Yeah, it is, but we're still learning. I truly believe we could still play better. We could still mix it up, and what we have to get cautious of is not settling. We're moving a lot of bodies around, and we want to keep moving bodies around to make it hard on the defense. And if we do, and it becomes just second nature to us, then we'll have a chance to be a pretty good offensive team.
Mike, sorry, did I cut you off?
No.
Oh,
no.
Did you notice anything different tonight with Carl's passing out of drives? Like, you love the sprays, right? Like, I feel, maybe just me, but I feel like he's getting a little more comfortable passing out of those drives, and that seems to be integral to keeping things moving.
Yeah, if he drives the ball and it's one-on-one, hey, go finish. He's one of the best finishers I've been around. He's extremely creative. But if he draws a second defender, then you've done your job. You draw a second defender, somebody is open. And, I think he only ended up with 2 assists tonight. I'd have to go back and watch the game to really have a good feel of it. But I thought he made pretty good decisions with it. And more importantly, is we want to keep trying to move him around so that teams can't just sit on him at the top of the floor. And if we can do that, then I think eventually the game's going to be a lot easier for him, because he's going to be in places where teams aren't used to doubling, because one time he's here, now he's there, now he's here. So that's what we plan on doing with him. And he's getting a little bit more comfortable every time we step on the floor.
Mike, coming into the homestand here, you guys were not great in third quarters, especially the Milwaukee and Miami game, but you come home and you're dominating these third quarters the last 4 nights. Did the approach change? Did anything change specifically between
Yeah, I said this before. We had lost 3 in a row, and a lot of people thought the sky was falling, but we hadn't been together long. I'll be the first to admit I didn't know when to put Josh in, when to take him out. I didn't know when to put Mitch in, when to take him out. I was still figuring out our rotations and how we're going to play and all that other stuff, and so we just need time. And I thought I was bad, and we were bad as a team in Miami. We went to, I think, Milwaukee next, and I thought we were pretty good in the first half. We kind of fell apart a little bit in the second half, and then we go to Chicago, and not as good the first half, but we were pretty good in the second half. So again, it's not going to happen one night. We may go on another 3-game losing streak. We may, mess up in the third quarter. Who knows? If you want to be great in life, you got to find a way to get consistent. Be consistent. That's the biggest thing, and that's what we're preaching and talking about. And all we did was just address our third quarters. Hey, whatever we got to do to come out, be locked in, let's do it. But Ty is our strength coach. He's not stretching them any longer or whatever. Our guys going out and they're just playing and they're locked in.
Mike, you said we have a chance to be a pretty good offensive team.
Yeah.
You had over a four-quarter span last game and this game, 160 points. Is it when you say we have a chance to be good, you mean just it's got to be consistent, or because that's crazy those numbers?
No, yeah, but so we're talented, and we're going to have, no matter what we do on the floor, we're going to have the ability to score. But you take the regular season and you prepare yourself for the postseason. And if you just go out there and play the wrong way and win, we still probably going to score because we're talented. Got a lot of guys that can score, but it's not going to help us later on. And there are things that we have to continue to try to get better at in terms of our recognition and stuff like that out on the floor, and our pace, getting the ball in bounds on a make, not walking the ball up, getting right to our stuff. If they take this away, bam, we got counters, go to the counter. So there are a lot of little things that, it's hard to explain, to you guys to a certain degree. But our guys know it, and we'll show it to them. And so I do think we can be better. And, that's what we should all be striving for, is to be better. And there's still a lot of room for us to grow.
What do you think the Nets did in the second quarter, and how did you address it when they kind of outscored you?
It's a basketball game, 48 minutes, anything can happen, and you give them credit. They knocked down threes. They played with pace, especially in the half court, and they offensively rebounded. And, we didn't do as good of a job defensively as we were capable of, and our guys changed it in the second half.
Mike, I think coming into the night, you guys were leading the league in corner threes. Generated double digits definitely tonight. How happy have you been with the shot quality, even as you guys have figured out this offense and where everybody's supposed to be? It feels like the shot quality and the type of shots you want have been there pretty much from day one.
Our shot hadn't been there since game one, but it's been pretty good for not being together, and this is the first time being together. But our shot quality has been pretty good. We had 2 or 3 games, I can't remember the games, where it was at, especially from the 3-point line. We go green, we grade each 3, green, yellow, red. And I talked about it before. Like, we had 2 or 3 games in a row that it was unbelievable. I hadn't seen anything like it. We were a little bit more normal, I think, the game before, 2 games before. It'd be interesting to see how we were tonight. I thought it was pretty good. But we have to keep focusing on it, because when we do touch that paint and we move the basketball and we get shots with our feet set, we're pretty good from behind the arc.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you, guys.
For some teams, when you're winning and then you play a team like this that's struggling, there can be those letdowns. That's just human nature. We see it all the time in all professional sports. Was there a discussion about it? Was there a mindset about it? Or why does this team not fall into that trap?
I think we're growing as a team. It was definitely a problem for us last year, third quarters, especially the playoffs were not our friend. So we're just trying to address it as best we can. And it starts with the little things.
How much work has this team done in the corner threes that has made that shot such a weapon this year?
I think getting down to the corners, and especially in transition, opens up the floor. So when we're able to drive and attack seams, and they collapse on the floor, and we know we can throw a blind pass. We know people are going to be there, and so we've been working on it a lot, and try to continue to execute and then knock it down.
Jalen, kind of related to that, you guys lead the league in 40-point quarters so far to start the year. Just what are you seeing that's allowing you guys to have that much, I guess, firepower to start games? Well, not to start, but in individual quarters.
Yeah, I mean, we're able to put the ball in the basket now, but we got to limit those 40-point quarters as well. I think they had one today, or close to it. So we can't just trade baskets, and we got to continue to play on the defensive side of the ball.
What has Cat's physicality meant to this team? It seems like in these last couple of games, early on, he's like establishing himself in the post, playing some bully ball.
Yeah, I think doing just that, establishing himself, working his way from inside the key and then to outside. He's a tough guard. When he's being physical in the paint and when he's knocking down shots, it depends on what the opposition wants to do. What do they want to give up? And so for him to continue to be aggressive is going to help us.
When you guys say that you can keep getting better offensively, I know the numbers are pretty damn good right now so far. I mean, what are the expectations for what's possible?
Whatever expectations you guys put on it. we don't have expectations. We're just looking to get better every single day. And with that being said, you can't just say, hey, let's get better at this. It's all about not being complacent and being more fluent in the stuff that we run. And everything is instinct, and we're not thinking about what we're doing. Everything's a reaction, and it comes seamless like that. So we're working towards that. And so, yeah, the ball's going through the hoop, but I think we can be a lot better.
Jalen, with OG and Mikhail, how have you seen them grow, I guess, as a duo on the wings since they first became teammates to now?
Yeah, I mean, with a year under the belt, chemistry is growing, and we're able to get better at that. And I think their chemistry, obviously, on the defensive side of the ball, is great for our team, and it'll only get better with time.
And as a guy that's new to this offense, just new to the team as well, what are you seeing that's working these last couple of games?
I mean, biggest thing for us is defensively, and then us just moving the ball. I think we all are buying in, making spray passes, playing fast at a fast pace. So I think all of us are getting comfortable, so we just got to keep continuing to do that.
I asked Jalen this the other day, but I'm wondering if what's the difference right now in the team from what was a week ago when you had some struggles on the road?
I think we just figuring it out. Continue to get better each day, and all of us just locking in on that. I think we're doing a great job, like I said, defensively all down the line, and offensively we're moving the ball, taking advantage of the opportunities that we get, and we letting it fly and competing.
Not that I'm telling on him, but did you see Josh giggling when you threw your headband after you fell?
Yeah, he always on me. So, but no, he made me laugh. I was kind of upset, but he got me right.
What's been different for you individually during this homestand? You're like shooting over 56% from the field, over 40% from three. Is it just you getting more comfortable in the system?
Yeah, no doubt. Still think I got a long way to go in terms of all the calls and all the movement that we have offensively, but it's taken, some time to get used to, everybody and the system and coach as well. So I'm just trying to stay locked in on that offensively, and then defensively for me it's just being in the right spots and trying to bring anything I can on that end.
For you guys to have been struggling, well, not really struggling, but trying to get a grasp of this new offense, but 8 or 9 games in or whatever to lead the NBA in 40-point quarters, is that a good indication of where the offense is and what the understanding is of it right now?
I think so. Like I said, I think we all just trying to figure it out, figure out our spots. I mean, I can speak for myself, just spots on where to score on the floor and continue to move the ball and playing in the next actions. I think we just continue to get better and keep getting comfortable with it. I think we're going to be pretty good.
You've played with a bunch of capable defenders. I'm just wondering where having Mikhail and OG at the same time on the floor, where that ranks with the different types of defenders you've had.
I mean, those are probably the best perimeter defenders that I played with, if not the best defenders that I played with, so, including Mitch as well. So all those guys do a great job of shrinking the floor, making guys, speed up, turn the ball over, block shots. They all over the floor.
You guys, I mean, obviously a lot of people say the Nets have one win. You guys are expected to win. What can you take from a game like this where maybe you're expected to beat this team, but you're still working through what you want to do to get better on a daily basis?
I mean, exactly that. You know, we're supposed to win, and we feel like that for every game, not just them. So do what we have to do and go out there and, you know, like I said, play together and get the dub.
The combination of OG and Mikhail on the wings, I think when people first saw the trade, they imagined it'd be good because both guys are two-way players. Just how have you seen them, I guess, kind of grow as a duo since they got here?
It's been great. I feel like for the opposing team, best player, it's a tough night. You got, you know, a lot of physicality, a lot of length, being guarded by, you know, two guys that just really want to get stops.
I don't know if you look ahead to the schedule, but do you see 7 games at home, and you guys are now 6-0 here, just kind of that you can really do some damage early?
Yeah, I mean, we want to take advantage of being at home, absolutely. Just make sure we go out there and take care of business every night.
However the pace stat is calculated, it says you guys still technically aren't playing much faster than previous years. I guess, do you feel like just ball movement itself might not necessarily lead to more possessions, but you guys are playing faster? Does that make any sense?
I think we're making quicker decisions. I don't know necessarily on the stats or anything like that, but I think our decision making is a lot quicker, and guys are, you know, taking advantage of it.
I think you guys had a.
Good.
You guys actually at one point scored off like a made free throw on their ends. And everybody says they want to play fast.
Right.
Are you surprised how well you're sticking with it?
Yeah, I mean, it's still early in the season. I feel like we're not playing fast enough still. I think we could, you know, be even better, get the ball out quicker, turn teams over, and keep ourselves in the open court.